I like it overall.
I think Sven's just rather safe, right? You see a lot of physical damage sources coming out of EG from the Monkey King and the Shadow Fiend. It's been a while since we've seen a full magic damage Shadow Fiend be played, so I guess it made the most sense in that case. But what offlaner's left for Wisper now that can take advantage of this Sven? The Timbersaw's banned out.
He did play Death Prophet, but it doesn't give you guys that initiation that you were hoping for.
I mean, that was me specifically. It's just something I'm worried about for EG. That doesn't mean they absolutely have to have a stun in this hero, but I just see it as a potential weakness of their draft, that Shadow Fiend really wants people to set him up to get his raises and right clicks in. Right now, it's just not much in that way.
Yeah, like if we want to go out of meta a little bit, Axe is kind of interesting because you can call through the Oracle ult, and it provides... I want to see a stun. I want to see something that can build Crimson. I feel like EG right now are really lacking on auras. Like your CM will be buying the bongo boots. I think bounty hunters, for the most part, I've seen have been buying phylacteries, so they're not really helping you that much. Right now, there's no like real save for these cores. You're playing an SF. You need more bodies to be in front of you.
So do we hate this Mars for EG? I mean, some teams have been running it to success. It's one of the harder heroes to pull off.
Mars would be okay. It kind of lacks damage. So it would require, like, Monkey King needs this Echo Saber, Deso, and then they can show up like that.
It's the best suggestion we've had so far. All right. I mean, this is a guy who can sustain probably better than the Mars can against the Tide Oracle, but from my perspective, I'm still a little bit concerned about the skirmishing power. If we get into raw team fights, this is definitely going to be a nice tool to set up the Monkey King, have this big AoE stun, but I would feel pretty happy playing Oracle in this game, I have to say. I feel like there's very little threat on Fly to just get killed in the backline, get skirmished. It's only really the Monkey King you're worried about. So for EG, when there's a big boy in the front line like an Underlord or a Sven, how do you approach fights? That's my biggest concern.
So the way that I look at EG's draft, because they went for this Tidehunter last, it has to be C-Smile on the SF, who's their primary core, and Pakaz has to play a fighting style carry. He has to go for Echo Saber, Diffusal Blade, BKB, things like that, where he can be the hero to play with the track early on, because SF doesn't take advantage of it, Tide doesn't take advantage of it. So now it's on Pakaz to play that aggressive early mid-game style and have the SF farm up. That's what I see right now.
Yeah.